to a live event taking place in the Dallas-Fort Worth area about heroics from some police officers. You can see the Fort Worth Police is praising two of its officers who helped to lift a car and revive an unresponsive baby after a crash on Interstate 30 last week. We're hearing from some of those heroes here on Live Now from Fox. Let's dive into this live event.
And certainly the motorists that assisted, we couldn't have done this without them. Certainly here in the city of Fort Worth, we believe we're stronger together. So we want to thank our residents in the city for assisting us in this case. You know, when I look at these two individuals, they represent this department, the best of what this department is. They represent approximately 1,800 officers that continue to fight for the city, have proven they've given their lives for the city, and these officers and their heroic actions saved this baby. Obviously, our hearts and our prayers are with this little angel as she still continues to fight, and we expect her to have a full recovery. And so with that being said, we're going to watch the video, and then we're going to open the floor so you can talk to our two heroes. Thank you.
Hey! Under here. We need to move the car. Get it. I think the baby's under. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Come on, roll over, get that out of her mouth.
She has a pulse. Is she breathing though?
You're going to be able to use the messages and every time I want to make an accident, bring them to the edge of force for me. I want to check this for the people.
Come on. I think I feel her breath. I feel her breathing.
There it is. Come on, baby. Keep working.
There you go, Mama. There you go. There you go. There you go, Mama. Oh. Yeah. Please, can we get an ETA on that start, please?
There you go. There you go. We got here. She was under.
We get to switch this up a little bit. They're going to be answering questions instead of me. So, all yours.
Sergeant Nichols, can you raise your hand? Who's who? Okay, thank you. I mean, let's just hear it from you. What do you remember that day? Walking up, and then first thing I heard was Mom say my baby. So what do you remember from those moments?
Initially walking up, it was, I hate to say it, but it was another accident. You're trying to process the scene and prioritize. And the gentleman was talking to me, explaining the accident itself, and then you recognize that the mom's down, somebody's with her, somebody's talking about an infant or baby, and immediately the priorities just switch, and the urgency is to, we need to confirm if there is or isn't the baby or anybody else involved, and figure out a plan of action, what we need to do next.
You see her body limp when you pull her out at that moment. What goes through your mind and body?
Well, right in the minute, you're just trying to figure out what to do. And when we pulled her out, unfortunately, it just is what it is. I thought she was dead. I thought dead, but we're not going to sit there and just do nothing. So we began to work, just praying on the inside that the Lord was going to work the problem for us. And, we all came together, everybody was pitching in the hand, and slowly but surely she came to, and you can tell the difference in what kind of thought was agonal breathing, or I don't know, the noises, and then the difference when she starts breathing and crying. It was just the greatest sigh of relief.
When you when you confirmed that there was a baby and you didn't see the baby anywhere, how did you come up with the fact that, okay, this baby must be under the car?
We were just looking, and when I say looking, moving things, finding, we didn't know what we had or didn't have. And it just, as a matter of fact, when we moved around stuff in the car, I just observed the baby that was underneath it, and I just saw it when we were moving. We didn't have information that there was in fact one or not.
Yeah, did it ever come across your mind, this is a car that we have to lift to get to this baby, or it was just like, get to the baby?
Yes, the dire recognition that once I saw the baby was pinned in there was a vehicle on top of the baby. There was just, we got to try something. But the recognition that, the odds are not in our favor, that we have to move a car with just whoever's on scene or whatever we have. Yeah, it was, there wasn't a whole lot of encouragement, but we were going to see what we can do. And everybody stepped up and just went to work. Just the humanity in the situation of everybody knowing what needed to be done and just finding somewhere to fit in. It was really encouraging.
I have a question for Officer Bounds. I know that watching that video, I get teary-eyed seeing that video every single time we see it. I think I might have caught a tear in your eye over there watching that video. What was going through your mind, your heart?
It's just still hard to watch today. We go through a lot of training, scenario-based training, but nothing can really prepare you mentally for seeing a baby in that condition. It's just hard. It was hard at the time, and it's hard today.
Are both of you fathers?
Yes, I'm a father of 3 little girls, actually.
Yes, I have 3 of my own.
Did that play into the emotions, the mindset of you have a child's life in your hands?
You definitely go home and hug your babies a little tighter that night. Yeah.
Officer Nichols, or Sergeant Nichols?
Yes, ma'am. And I don't mean to separate the two. Your family is always on your mind, no matter if it's this kind of call or something simple, because that's your life experience and how you relate to people. But it really is after the fact, when everything settles down and you just kind of start evaluating what happened and what could have happened. Just thankful for a positive outcome one way or the other.
Knowing that you brought a little girl back to live with her family, to have her family back with her, that means more than anybody could imagine. So, thank you.
When you're being called heroes, how do you feel with that title?
Appreciate it. Not to be cliche, but yes, it is the job. I'll say I don't care how much you prepare, nobody's ready for that. And then everybody on scene, it can't be explained enough how helpful, how important the citizens, the bystanders, everybody out there. There was nobody not trying to figure out how they could help, and they just stepped up and got it done. So it's super thankful for the citizens and everybody that was out there. The people with the mom, there were people not on camera that you can't see that were just instrumental to the whole success of everything.
Have you been able to visit with the little girl?
Not with the little girl because she's at Cook's. As far as I know, she's doing okay. But I went up there to the hospital on Friday morning, the next day, and visited with the mother and some of their family. I wasn't able to actually visit with the baby.
Have you talked to mom then? What is she saying to you?
I talked to mom Friday morning, the day after this happened. It was hard to sleep Thursday night, not knowing how she was going to be, how the baby was going to be. So for peace of mind, I went up there Friday morning to check on her, and she was appreciative. There were two other family members, I believe the dad and one other female in the room as well. They all had nothing but good things and thanks, and told me to tell Sergeant Nichols thank you. But from what I understand and what I've been told, they're doing very well.
How many people from the public would you say were helping you all?
I think there was probably at least 20, 30 people helping out. Everything from, like he said, there were a few people with the mom, tending to her, doing what they could. There were people laying on the ground, looking inside the car, helping look for anything inside. And then there were people helping us move the car. There were people stopping traffic. It was just so many people helping out. And like he said, that you can't move a car with two people. So without the people who stopped, it wouldn't ended up very well.
How long have you all been officers?
You're longer.
I've been here for 19 years.
I'm 15 years.
Obviously, CPR training on an adult and a child is different. Can you take us back to your actual training? Did you learn how to do CPR on a child versus an adult mannequin? Do you remember that at all?
I remember going through academy and going through the CPR classes in the academy, but I've never personally administered it on anybody.
Sergeant, I think early on you mentioned that you were hopeful the Lord would step in and take over. It says to me that you are a man of faith. It's not what we hear often from a police officer, but can you talk about how your faith played a part in your job that day?
Sure, I'll say it. It's a large part of the department and our officers, and just because it's not put out there, faith drives every decision we do or don't make out here, drives how we treat people, the love we try to show the community. We're not perfect, we're works in progress, and we need grace as much as anybody else. But as we said in there, or you see in the video, Jay's coaching her up. I'm just asking Jesus to work. Just work. You ask about CPR. Yes, we've had the training. If you've had any kind of training, you know, you can try to fall back onto it. You don't remember everything. You just try to do something that works and continue. And hopefully God's not finished for her. And that's exactly how I feel in the situation. He knew it was going to come out. We just need to be available for him to use us.
Officer Bounce, are you able to explain, so I had read that you were clearing the airways. What does that actually look like? We see you on the video on the far right. What does that entail?
Clearing the airways?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just making sure that there's nothing in her mouth clogging her throat. So when we first pulled her out and turned her on her side, my first thought was to reach into her mouth and just pull out any kind of grass or dirt or anything that could get lodged in her airway to make sure that she can breathe.
And was it you in the video that we heard saying, "Come on, baby girl," just that sweet, again, that human factor of trying to save this little girl? Was that you?
Yeah, I probably called her baby girl, little mama. I've probably called her anything that I would call my own daughters.
What is the biggest thing that you hope the public will take away from this entire scenario, from the time that the crash happened to the folks stepping in, to lifting up the car, to helping to revive this little baby? What are the biggest things that you all hope the public will get from this?
Me personally, I want people to realize that there are good people in this world, and the video shows it. I think everybody from people just talking to the mom to helping us lift. There's good people in this world that want to do good things, and there's a lot of bad things in this world right now, and I just think that they need to remember that there's still a lot of good.
Anything, Sergeant Nichols?
Of course, I echo exactly what he says, as well as we all need grace. We all need, take all the precautions you can, but at the same time, we need to show each other grace in everything we're doing. It does no good just to, throw anybody under the bus or whatever the scenario. Everybody came to work. Everybody pitched in a hand. Nobody was perfect on the video, and it just, it was a good example of just everybody showing a little bit of humanity right there.
This might be a little bit of a redundant question, but when you heard that little girl's baby's cry, it's the sweetest sound, right? What went through your mind? Because for so long she was quiet, she was silent. What went through your mind at that very moment, and did you feel like there was a higher power in place in that moment?
Well, for me, I think that was the first glimmer of hope that I saw, and maybe the first time that I was actually able to take a breath for myself. Just hearing that first little cry was the sweetest sound I could hear, and it was, to me, it was just like, okay, this is the beginning. Let's go. Let's whatever we're doing is working. So just keep doing it. And it was definitely a sound of encouragement to keep going, keep pushing.
Yeah, we're looking for any kind of anything, some sort of sign that whatever we're doing is working. Or when she cried, one, you're instantly, just from the police officer standpoint, and okay, keep working, keep doing it, whatever. From the dad standpoint, when your child's born and the doctor's working, you take him and he finally starts crying and shows that sign of life, you're like, okay, things are gonna be okay. That's kind of how it hit. That baby breathed. Everybody else on that scene was able to take a breath, and you can't explain it.
Take one more question, and then we're going to break into Spanish. Anybody else?
Where were you all in your shift? Was that the beginning, the end, when this happened?
It was the very beginning. We had only been there maybe an hour.
Was this your first call?
It actually wasn't a call. We were just driving down the highway, and the accident happened directly in front of me. So I watched the whole accident happen. I watched the rollover, but it wasn't an actual call. We just happened to be there at the time.
Dion, you had one more question.
I was just going to say, in your more than decade of experience for both of you, where does this rank? Is it really close to the top?
Rank as in
memorable.
Memorable. Yes. Scary. Yes. Something you don't ever want to experience. Yes. It's up there with all of the categories and plenty more.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. We will reset for Spanish real quick. And
all right, just listening in there as these two officers heroically pulling a car off an infant, administering CPR and reviving that child, of course, still potentially in critical condition at this moment, but heroic from the Sergeant Nichols and Officer Bounds at this rollover crash about a week ago or so. So this happening on Interstate 30 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.